The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
And hello everyone, welcome back to a very impromptu game of Vampire the Masquerade TTRPG. Now tonight was meant to be nimble, but we are unfortunately not doing it tonight, so we are doing Vampire the Masquerade. We were meant to be doing this further on down the track. This is a session 0 with me and Archer. We are doing our characters today, but hello everyone. I am Sabaton Lim. How are you going? Very impromptu thing. Hello Mel. Hello Angel Fire. I hope you are all doing pretty well today. Let's get talking to Archer and Dale.
Hey Melbourne Rodeo
and hello.
server. Hello. Welcome everyone. Welcome my little vampires.
And where's the friggin' Albert Rodeo?
Tonight, everyone, we are doing an impromptu session of Vampire the Masquerade because two of our nimble players, Sebi and Britt, are not with us. So I thought we might get a taste of the vampire campaign that we're going to eventually get to. And I'm going to teach these two how to roll characters, and then we might do a little bit of playing. And I'll probably stitch it into a full episode later on when I upload the podcast and we've actually begun playing. So feel free to listen to us roll characters. I'm going to put these two through torturous deaths, and then we'll see what we end up doing.
Yay!
Alright, so Liam, Archer, get your character sheets and get the core rulebook and open it up, because Vampire School's in session.
Rulebook. Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot to get the rule book.
Yeah, you'll probably need that. And I'll add a bit of nice ambience to the situation with Louis here.
Full rulebook.
Yeah, I've got the books and I've got my character sheet. I'm just looking for the link to the Albert Rodeo again.
Ah, yes. I will get that.
It.
We'll get that.
I've made sure to bookmark it.
Tis right here for you.
I've got the 2, so it's a bit.
It's right there.
Louis not. Louis not playing anything.
That's because I haven't told him to play anything yet.
Oh, I thought he was, because he's got a symbol saying he's playing something.
Now he's playing something. Just so we have some background music while you make your characters. And I'll also get Craig in here just so we have, I might need this audio at some point if I...
Fuck it, we're going live.
Yep. Hello everyone, this is... You've just had a glimpse behind the curtain. That's the voice of our recording bot. Now you know how the sausage is made. Alright, so...
Sausage.
So the first thing you guys should know, of course, is what clan you'll be playing as.
Yes.
And I think both of you do.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I would like you to write your clan on the character sheet. Nosferatu for you, Liam, and Ventru for you, Archer, and put your character name on there too.
Fun.
Yeah.
Right, so we're about to get into it. Brace yourself. It's all going to be very front-loaded, but you'll understand it eventually. Alright, so we're going to start with the attributes first. your physical, social, and mental right there at the top. And this is just your basic stats. And there's no real difference between a human and a vampire in this world in terms of stats. So whatever you put in here, that's what you were like when you were alive. And that's what you'll be like when you're dead. So go ahead and pick the attribute you would like to be best at. And put 4 dots in it, please.
It's another rock star.
Well, you'd probably be very good at... Well, you're a Nos. It's weird for you because you're a Nos. So charisma would normally be the pick, but maybe because you're a Nos, you might like to go for something else. Like perhaps your manipulation or your stamina.
I was actually, manipulation than stamina, because after he gets embraced, he will be manipulating a lot of people in the crowd to, get backstage.
And also, he's a rock star, so he probably does an awful lot of illicit substances, so go ahead and put those 4 dots in stamina.
Oh, in stamina?
We will get to manipulation.
4.
Yep. And what did you pick, Archer?
Wit.
Wits, definitely. Alright, so next we're going to pick 3 attributes, and they're all going to be 3 dots each. These are the things that you're pretty good at. Better than most people, but not your best quality, and this, Liam, is probably where you'd do your manipulation.
So you said pick 3 skills?
Yep, 3 attributes and 3 in each of them.
Let's... I want to say intelligence as well.
Probably would be a good pick for someone like Alexander.
Resolve.
Ooh, yes, definitely. And maybe a bit of strength in there too.
Oh, I already have pick the 3 skills. Or did you say
4?
4?
Yeah, that's fine. No, just 3. We can get to the, we can get to the others. You don't need to be jacked for combat in this game. So after you've...
Intelligence, resolve, and manipulation.
Yeah, definitely a good choice for a Ventru. Alright, so next we're going to pick 4 attributes, and they're each at 2. And these are the things you're average at.
Bear with me a sec. I'm putting my character screen on so people can watch this. No, what was that? Sorry?
Good. Yep, so now you pick 4, and they're at 2 each. And these are the things you're average at.
Composure and...
Lovely. And then after that, you'll have 1 attribute left, and that one's your weak point, so you put 1 dot in it.
Yay! Yeah, after years of being a rock star.
How many did we pick for 2 dots?
4. 4. And then you should have exactly 1 left. And that's the one that gets 1.
Years of being a rock star has left Alexander a bit deaf in the human years. So wits is 0.
Yeah, he's probably... He's been in all these nightclubs and bars. He's blasted his ears with 100 decibel sounds. And, all those years of cocaine probably didn't help.
Question, do you ever... do you ever, put extra points in your attributes as you live?
You can. You have to buy them with experience. They tend to be expensive, but for the low attributes, those tend to be much cheaper because the cost depends on what it's going from. So, like, putting an attribute from 4 to 5 would be way more expensive than putting an attribute from 1 to 2.
Yes, yeah.
And so once you've done all... go ahead.
What edition is this? We got a question in the chat.
This is 5th. This is Vampire 5th edition. Or V5, as it's affectionately known. And they're about to do a 6th one. So I don't know how similar it will be. Usually there's not a whole lot of difference between Vampire editions. That said, this one is quite different to 20th Anniversary and all the ones that came before.
Yeah.
Basics are pretty much the same, though. So after you've done your attributes, we just have to work out your health and your willpower. So your health is stamina +3. And to do this in your character sheet, what I would do is I'd work out your health, stamina +3, and from the left, leave that many boxes blank, and then just X out the rest.
From the left, put them as X's.
No, leave them blank. So your
Oh, leave them
stamina's
blank.
4, so leave the first 7 boxes blank and then X out the rest. That's just to let you know that those health boxes aren't going to be used.
All right, so it was stamina +4, was it?
3? Yep.
Oh, 3.
+3. So for you, 7
6.
health.
No, it's 6 because I've only got 3 in stamina.
Oh, right. Yep. Fair enough. Yep, so 6.
Okay. Not blanking out.
Or just leave them. Just leave them as they are, and then after you get, like, count them forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the 7th one, just type the letter X. So you know that you're not using that one.
Okay. Okay. So 6 health. Awesome. Yay.
Yep, that's how I feel the best way to do it with these sheets. And your willpower, exactly the same deal, except to work that out, it's your composure plus your resolve.
Oh,
Your willpower is like sanity in Call of Cthulhu, essentially. You spend this to re-roll. If you're in social combat with somebody, they're going to attack your willpower, so on and so forth.
okay.
Yep.
Just sharing mine in the chat so Dale can tell me if I'm doing it wrong or not.
That's a good idea. I will open that. Yeah, Archer, that's basically how I do it. Alright, next, your humanity. You guys are freshly embraced, so set your humanity to 7 to do this. Again, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then fill in the last 2 by clicking on them.
Yay.
And that's it, that part's done. So let's move on to skills, which is the bread and butter of what your character will be doing. So there are 3 ways we can distribute the skills. You can choose to be a jack of all trades, balanced, or specialist, and that just determines the number of dots you get in each skill. So what would you like to be?
Being a rock.
I would
Oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I always recommend balanced, but...
Being a rock star, you I would say I would have a lot of contacts, very influential with the fans and stuff like that. So
Yeah, well, okay, so we'll get to that when we do your backgrounds, but for your skills, I reckon balanced would be a good choice for that, because, you know, he's probably met all sorts of people and picked up little, like, bits of knowledge here and there, and...
Alright, so how do we do a balanced one then?
Yep, so, and I assume, Archer, you're going to go balanced as well, just for ease of...
Yeah.
Yep, alright, so that's, you pick 3 skills and set them at 3. These are the skills that you're best at.
Definitely performance, for one.
Definitely. And if you'd like to know what a skill does, just ask me, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. There are a couple that are a bit vague, though.
Are we taking into account now that, like, we are vampires? So, like, I'm just looking at animal kin, so that's the controlling of animals, yeah?
Yeah, you can put points in it. Basically, you are going to be vampires, so you may as well put points in whatever you're going to use as a vampire. But we can also flavor it as, like, you know, he's just always been unnaturally good with animals, even when he was alive, you know. Just those, you know, those people that animals just seem to like, he's probably one of them.
So it was 3 for 3?
Yep, 3 for 3, exactly. That's what you're best at.
All right, I
All
got
right.
Animal Ken, Performance, and Persuasion.
Yeah, and I see that Archer has picked Insight, Persuasion, and Streetwise, which are good choices for Aventru. Next, you're going to pick 5 skills at 2.
What's subterfuge?
So that's lying,
Oh,
lying to people, tricking them, deceiving them.
no. Larceny. What's that?
That's stealing things,
Oh,
lock
stealing things.
picking,
Okay,
picking
okay.
pockets. Yep, it's lock picking, picking pockets, hot wiring cars, all those things.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. 7 skills at 1, guys, and that's all your skills for now. Seven.
Yep, we got 7.
We are gestating a vampire. So, there are some free specialties to hand out because you've picked certain skills. So, Liam, you've picked performance, which means you get a specialty in that. That's basically you pick a type of performance that you specialize in, and if you're ever doing that type of performance, we treat your skill as if it's 1 point higher. So, like, it could be performance, well, in your case, it'd be performance music, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So go ahead and write music there next to it. And Archer, you get 2 of those. You get 1 for academics, and you get 1 for craft.
Ooh.
And what would we do for persuasion? Because that's my other highest.
That one has that has specialties, but you don't get any for free.
Okay.
Alright, so what specialties do I get for craft and academics?
Yep, so for academics, it'll just be a subject that you're well versed in. And for craft, it'll be the specific things you like to craft. For example, maybe you're good at crafting disguises or fake IDs or whatever. And all that does is that if you're ever rolling that skill and it happens to concern your specialty, it's a bit higher. Arcane lore, so a bit of a folklorist there.
Ooh.
A bit of anthropology and folklore.
I might come to you for some music inspiration.
That was the word I couldn't think of. And craft. What can I be good at crafting?
And look up some examples if you'd like. The book has, for examples, specialties for craft. For example, writing. Woodwork. Fake IDs. That's what it's got listed. Carpentry, carving, design, painting, sculpting, weaponsmithing.
Just because I like the idea of Aventru taking time away from the high life and political machinations and whatever random bullshit by going into a shed and making noise and sawdust.
Yeah, okay. Some carpentry.
Like it.
And it's what I do.
So you're making yourself.
Basically,
He essentially is.
Instead of history, it's anthropology.
When I saw and like most of anthropology is like basically
The
prehistory,
history
so
of humans, yeah.
yeah, and all their rituals and stuff. All right, well, now we get to the fun part: disciplines, your vampiric powers. So these depend on your clan, obviously. So you may pick of your 3 clan disciplines, 1 to be at 2 dots and 1 to be at 1. And this is where we have to do some flipping through the book. So for you as...
7.
Yes. For you as a Nos, Liam, yours are Animalism, Potence, and Obfuscate. And for you as a Ventru Archer, you have Dominate, Presence, and Fortitude.
Yeah.
So pick one of those to be at 2, one of them to be at 1. The third one will be left unlearned for now.
Disciplines 84, but it's showing up.
Go to...
Click on it.
Yeah, click on it. Page 243 you want.
Oh, 240.
Okay, or 246 in the e-reader.
The table contents lied to me.
Yeah,
yes,
just click on it.
Yeah, just click on it. It'll take you straight there.
Oh.
And then you just, for example, look up your category. For example, say you want to choose animalism. You can look that up. And what it will have is it will have each power is assigned a level. So, for example, there's level 1 powers, level 2 powers, level 3 powers. For each dot you have in the discipline, you are allowed to take 1 power of that level or lower. So, if you have 2 dots, you can have 1 level 1 and 1 level 2. So you get 2 dots in one and 1 dot in the other.
Right.
So
and they don't have to be of the level of your highest dot. For example, if you have 2 dots, you can have 2 level 1 powers if you like. You don't have to have a level 1 and a level 2.
So I'm looking at disciplines for Nosferatu, and it's only come out with animalism.
Yeah, it's got animalism, obfuscate, and potence. I know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm...
Do you want to be on page 246 of the book, Liam? It'll have animalism there, and then it will have potence. It'll have potence and obfuscate as other headings. And if you want to know what a power does, just ask me, because I can sum it up much quicker than the book will.
Yeah, so what's the not potency, the
obfuscate? That'll be so that'll be your your hiding, your turning invisible, which is the signature of the Nosferatu. That you can find on page 262.
Okay. Content. There we go.
All right, so I'm so how many?
So would you?
Yep. So obfuscate.
Would you like that to be? Would you like that to be your stronger or weaker disciplines? Would you like that to be your 2.1 or your 1.1?
Actually, what's potency?
Potence is your super strength. You used a fair bit of it when you were playing as Dino.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go obfuscate and animalism. So obfuscate will be the strongest one.
Yep. So that means you get 2 dots. So on your character sheet, write obfuscate and then put 2 dots.
Yep.
Or I think there's a drop-down list. All right, and then underneath we're going to pick your powers.
Ooh.
So with 2 dots, you have access to Cloak of Shadows, Silence of Death, and at level 2, Unseen Passage.
Shadow. Cloak of Shadows.
That's a level 1 power. It means you are perfectly invisible as long as you're standing perfectly still.
And what was level 2?
And also the other level 1 is Silence of
Oh.
Death, which is you can move with, obviously you move silently. Level 2 is Unseen Passage, which is where you can move while remaining invisible. So it's like Cloak of Shadows, but you don't have to be standing still. However,
Ooh.
you can still bump into people. If you don't have Silence of Death, you will still make sound when you're moving.
Yep.
Security cameras can still see you, etc. So what I would do is for the powers you pick, write them down and then put the page number they're on next to them so you can very easily look them up if you need to.
Alright, where are my
I'll
powers?
do that after the session.
Yeah, fair enough. But just write down the ones. So basically, you're choosing between Cloak of Shadows or Silence of Death, because obviously level 2. Yeah, because obviously level 2 you're gonna take Unseen Passage, because.
Yep. So what was Silence of Death again? Sorry.
So that's you can move completely silently.
Yeah. Okay, Shadows of Song. Actually,
Thing with the level 1 powers is level 1 powers are usually free and don't cost any blood, but level 2 and onwards do. As you'll see with Unseen Passage, it says it costs 1 rouse check, but the level 1 ones it says cost free.
So I've gone with Silence of Death. I'm gonna use that for like stage shows and whatnot.
Yep, and then your other one, your 1 discipline, is you can pick either Animalism or Potence.
I'll go Animalism.
So Animalism, at level 1, you have 2 powers. Bond Famulus, which is you can give your blood to an animal and turn it into your familiar, which you can do without this power, but if you use Bond Famulus, you'll get a telepathic link to your familiar, and you can control them a bit more easily, because they will just follow your orders.
Yep.
Or you can have Sense the Beast, which is that power allows you to sense the beast to tell if someone is a vampire or a werewolf or any other kind of supernatural. You'll be able to sense that in them and just know that they're a supernatural creature.
I think I'll go with the familiar one.
Yes, a Bond Famulus.
I'll check. I'll get the spelling.
That's fine. And what did you go for, Archer?
I think I'm gonna go for Mesmerize for my Dominate, and I haven't looked at the powers for Fortitude yet.
Well, Dominate. Yeah. Mesmerize is a very good choice. For level 1, then I'd probably suggest Cloud Memory, so you don't double up on essentially 2 skills that do the same thing. Fortitude, that's nice and easy because you've got level 1 and you only have 2 options for level 1 Fortitude. You get Resilience, which is add your Fortitude to your health track, and Unswayable Mind, which is the same thing but for mental resistance.
Ooh,
I like the sound of that.
Basically, whenever anyone tries to dominate you or coerce you, you get to add your Fortitude to the dice pool to resist it with Unswayable Mind.
Mesmerize. Page 1, page 256. That's Fortitude. What page are we on for that?
Fortitude will be page 258 or 260 in the e-reader. I'll just have a look in the player's
I'm just
guide.
doing it in PDF.
Yep, that's fair enough. I'll just check the player's guide, see if there's any extra powers for Animalism. No, there is not. Fortitude, no. Doesn't look like it, because sometimes there's a couple weird ones, but they're all level 2 or onwards. Level 2, Dominate, Savage, Devotion, Domitor's Favor, nothing you would want there. Obfuscate, level 2, no, that's the Ravnos power. Yep, okay, so basically all the disciplines in the player's guide are not stuff you're going to want at this stage. And that's your disciplines done. Your third one is waiting to be unlocked when you get XP. You can also learn other disciplines that are outside your clan. They'll just be more expensive unless you be a bit sneaky and drink somebody's blood. And then once your disciplines are picked, next we're supposed to pick the predator type, but I'm going to skip over that tonight because that's something that you sort of need to get a feel for what kind of vampire you are to pick it.
Yep.
But next we have advantages. And you're supposed to spend 7 points, but again, I'm going to reserve some of those for the time skip. So instead, I will say you can pick up to 3 points of advantages and take 1 point of flaws.
Types of so we pick from
So
allies,
these are-
enemies, contacts, fame, and
Yep,
whatnot.
all that advantages. Yep, so you
Ooh,
can pick
fame.
up to 3 dots worth of any of these, and these will represent all your advantages you had before you were embraced. This is where you'd pick your fame and
Yep.
stuff like that.
So how many did
And
we
you
pick
can
again?
pick-
Sorry.
So let's say you can pick... I'll let you pick up to 4, actually, not 3. I'll let you pick up to 4 dots worth of these.
So after that, we do the 3 dots with the first one. How many dots do we do for the next 3?
Well, if you've... Oh, I mean, you can pick 3 dots worth. So if you're picking one at 3
okay.
dots, then that's your 3 dots.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can pick like 3 different ones at 1 dot, 1 at 2 dots, 1 at 1, 1 at 3. You can spread those 3 dots up however you like among your advantages.
We'll get 2 in fame and 1 in status.
Okay. So the difference between those is fame is, well, obviously you know what fame is. People have heard of you. Status is like, actually you can't pick status. That's a vampire only one. That's status in a sect.
Okay.
So don't pick status yet. You can pick that later when I
pick
let you have your other.
retainers if I have a background of being in a criminal organization?
Retainers are your supernatural retainers. What you want is allies.
Okay.
Allies are your car full of dudes. Retainers are
Yeah.
your ghouls.
Would we be able to get away with allies being like bands, groupies, like people who will die to protect the band, yada yada yada?
Yes, you can, but since you only have 3 dots to spend, you probably wouldn't be able to buy any allies that would die for you. But you have 2 dots of fame, you could get 1 dot of allies, and that would represent like a couple dedicated fans who will do a favor for you. Like they might lend you some money or give you a place to crash or come and pick you up if you need to get somewhere, or maybe if you're very lucky, they might beat someone up for you.
Alright, let's do that. 2 in fame, 1 in allies.
Yeah, because basically the dot level of the allies represents how good they are. Like, remember when you were playing as Dino, I made you roll your allies,
Yes.
but they failed at what they did because they weren't very good allies. They weren't very effective.
Have I done mine wrong or right?
Let me just check. Contacts 3, allies 2. I'd say reduce each by 1 dot.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
So yeah. So basically, your contacts would represent your criminal contacts, obviously.
Yeah, I figured it's like a phone book.
Yeah, it's a phone book, exactly, of like all the people who owe you favors and stuff. And then your allies is like a car full of dudes, but they're not very great. They're like low level, like street gangbangers who like,
Yeah, street thugs.
you know, someone points a gun at them and fires, they're probably going to chicken out and run off. But, you know,
Cool.
you can tap them for a couple things. All right. And so you can now take 1 point of flaws. If you take 2 points of flaws, I'll give you an extra dot in merits.
Everyone loves a dark secret.
Dark secret, ordinarily, I'd say you can't, but knowing how you're going to be embraced, I'd say it's fine. Well, you're going to get that just by being a NOS. I would say Dark Secret's fine for you, Liam, because of the way you're going to be embraced, and you already your Dark Secret. So you're going to take 1 dot of Dark Secret, and your Dark Secret is that you are a masquerade breaker.
Where do I write that in?
So just pick Dark Secret, and then next to it you can type masquerade breaker.
And I think I'll take another floor so I can get. What was another floor to get another bonus in merit?
Yep, or you can upgrade your Dark Secret to 2 dots if you like. And make it an even more grievous secret.
Oh, okay, okay, let's do that.
Alright, so a 2 dot Dark Secret is not only are you a masquerade breacher, but your songs contain very specific vampire lore in them.
Yep, which I don't need to write down for that.
Yeah. And so far, no one knows those songs specifically are yours, because you have a stage name, and your stage name is different than the name that people are going to see you as a vampire. The Dark Secret is more about where you got this information. And then you can have an extra point in merits for that.
All right, let's go.
I mean, yeah, we all know his stage name. It's Joaquin Broden.
Yeah, exactly.
In Mythic, eat food. What's that?
So
I've
that's...
got my flaws. I've
got your
they
flaws?
Fit the character I'm thinking of.
What have you picked for flaws?
Substance use, addiction.
Of course, of course.
Status, suspect.
Yeah, because you're a criminal. See, this does differentiate you from... Well, actually, what you want... So do you want your status to have ramifications in the vampire world, or do you want to be infamous among mortals? Because status represents vampires. I think what you want is infamy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll change that then.
That's the... So do you want like mortals to know your name and be scared of you? Because that's what infamy would be.
A little bit like a wanted level, yeah.
Yeah, that would be infamy. And then when you become a vampire...
Disliked or despised?
Well, depends how many dots you want to put in it.
I'll go with disliked. I'm just putting the 1 in them at the moment.
Yeah, so that represents, like... If you dropped your name to a mortal, they're not necessarily going to despise you.
If I drop my name to a cop, he'd probably go, I know that name from somewhere.
Yeah, but he's probably not going to try to arrest you on the spot. But he is going to keep an eye on you, exactly.
I'm a shady character.
Exactly. Liam, Mythic Eat Food that's a vampire one, so I won't let you pick it till the time skip. But what that does is you can eat food.
Oh.
Don't need to spend blood for it, you can just eat food as if you were human.
Oh,
Which actually does come in handy, I've learned in these games.
It does come in handy quite a lot, because otherwise you'd have to spend blood to do it, and then you'd have to throw it up later anyway.
Which I remember doing as Dino.
Yes. Alright, so that's your backgrounds done. There's only a few things left.
I haven't picked merit yet, because I'm still looking through.
Yes. Go ahead. For your
How many
extra
merits
point.
do we pick?
So for taking 2 dots of flaws, I'll let you have 1 extra dot of merits. You can put it in any of the ones you've already picked, or you can pick a brand new one.
Okay.
I haven't picked any merits yet.
How is this? Bear with me.
Well, you have. You've picked contacts and allies. Background. I use the terms. Yeah, I use the term. I mix it up sometimes. I use backgrounds and merits interchangeably.
Okay.
What I meant is you can have 1 extra dot in advantages. Is what I meant.
I was gonna put a merit of substance use. I'm a high functioning addict.
I mean, you can pick that. It's a dot.
Okay. Bear with me with this. The look's stunning because I perform wearing the tragedy mask. Before I got embraced, I still thought I looked ugly, but I still perform with it. But through the dark stage and all the lights, it gives off the look that I look completely stunning.
Yes. Okay, so what I would do is we wouldn't pick any advantage for that. What I would do is I'll just apply a situational modifier whenever we're doing a looks roll or something in your domain where you're performing.
Okay.
We'll just substitute you. We'll just get you to roll performance to, you know. trick people into thinking you're not ugly. So now we're just going to round out the characters, put the finishing touches, because you've done your
So
backgrounds.
would I need?
Yep.
So I'm still so I don't need to look stunning in merits then?
No, and as a Nosferatu, you can't anyway.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm
So
actually, you know what, Rockstar, high functioning addict as well.
Fair enough.
yeah, mine looks all right at the moment.
It does. Look, the numbers don't have to be exactly right because I'm going to
I
juggle
can
them
take
around.
one out of there if you'd rather.
No, leave it at 2. What I would say is take functioning addict off and we'll give that to you at a later point.
This one, okay.
Yeah, and we'll have it like that after several years, because once you're a vampire, you can't kick the addiction. So say after years of being a vampire and being used to that addiction, you become high functioning, is what we'll say.
Alright, cool.
Okay, so now we just need to do your banes and blood potency and everything. I'll just tell you your banes. I mean, it's under the clan. It's under your clan in the book, but I'll just tell you.
I'm looking for it in the on the character. Oh, there we go, Clan Bane. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the character sheet you mean? Yeah, to the bottom right on the first page. All right, so you as a Nosferatu, you are repulsive. You can never raise your rating in the looks merit and instead must take the repulsive floor. Any attempt to disguise yourself incurs a penalty equal to your bane severity. This also includes the use of disciplines. I'll put that in the chat so you can copy it down as well as you can. There's not going to be enough room to copy it word for word. And for you, Archer, the Ventru, you have, of course, rarefied tastes.
Yeah.
When the Ventru drinks the blood of a mortal who does not fall within their preference, they must spend willpower equal to their bane severity, or else they will vomit the blood from their bodies, unable to slake their hunger. Their preferences range within the clan, some looking for descendants of a certain nationality, to soldiers suffering from PTSD. With a resolve plus awareness test, you can sense if a mortal you seek to feed from fits within your preference. And, of course, you can now select that preference.
Don't let me...
Where's...
Yeah, because it's too big.
Preference?
Liam, I will write. I will write in your character sheet after the session.
Okay.
Give it to me after the session, and I'll write it in there.
Repulsive.
Yep. And so you'll see it mentions bane severity there. We don't know what that is yet because we haven't worked out what your generation is. So your generation is how close you are to the original vampire. He was the first generation, his children were the second generation, and so on and so forth up until you. By default, your generation is 13th, but you can increase it to a lower generation if you want. Though, if you do so, you will not receive the rest of your merit points during the time skip.
Is there an advantage of being a 12th generation, though?
The advantage of being a 12th gen is that if you were to embrace someone, they would not be a thin blood. Because if they're 14th or higher, they are thin bloods most of the time. If you're a 12th and you embrace someone, they'll just be a 13th. So you'll get a child who is a full vampire just like you. And also, there is one other little advantage. When someone is trying to dominate you, when you're using the power of... Well, you can't use dominate because you're a Nosferatu. Yep. But when someone's trying to dominate you, if you are a lower generation than them, you can resist it. You can just shut it down. So if you're 12th and a 13th tries to dominate you, you can just shut that down. That's the other power of generation. But otherwise, 12th and 13th are both blood potency 1. If you make yourself 12th, I will give you some points after the time skip, not all of them. Otherwise, you can trade all of your post-time skip points to be 11th, which will mean that you still start at blood potency 1, but you have a higher cap. So normally, your blood potency, it caps out at 3. That's as high as it can go. But if you're 11th generation, it'll cap out at 4 instead.
Sorry, because I've got rarefied palate, what did you say I could add to something?
Yeah, you've got rarefied palettes. You can choose your preferred victim that you like to drink
my preferred
from.
flavor, right?
Yes.
You have a refined flavor palette. Right, you know what? Screw it. We're going 12th gen.
All right, so right 12th gen there. I will account for that after the time skip. And then when Archer is worked his out, then we'll get to...
I like a lawman flavor.
That seems appropriate, I think. given your character.
So, sorry, yeah.
Yep, so by default...
we're determining...
Yep, by default it'll be 13th. You can reduce it to 12th if you like, but I will take some of your post-time skip points.
I'd like to take 12, so I could at least have a vampire offspring.
Yeah, fair enough. You can even, if you want to trade in all your post-time skip points, you can make it 11th.
I'm sticking 12th.
No,
but 12th is a good bet. Alright, so you're 12. Both 12th. Yep, so as 12th gens, that means your blood potency is 1. So put 1 dot there. It caps out at 3. So if you ever increase your blood potency, it can never go higher than 3. So at 1 level of blood potency, your blood surge gives you 2 dice. So write that under blood surge.
That's the red dice, yeah?
That's just when you use your blood surge. You just get to add 2 dice to the pool.
Yep.
That's when you're calling upon your blood to strengthen you or whatever.
Yep.
Your mend amount will be 1 superficial. That's how much you heal when you rouse the blood to heal. Your power bonus is none. Your rouse reroll is none. Your feeding penalty is none. And your bane severity is 2.
Oh no.
What a blood potency 1 vampire is.
Bane severity
being how dice. Yeah, it would be like, so if you were to drink somebody who's not a lawman, that's how much willpower you'd have to spend to stomach him too.
Yeah, +2. There you go.
Yep. And yeah, we won't do your ambition or desire yet. We won't do
resonance.
your... Don't worry about that. That's all stuff that comes up during play.
Oh yeah, that's blood flavors.
We won't do your touchstones and convictions yet, because that's stuff that comes into play after you're already a vampire. We will do the... again, that'll be stuff that comes into play after you're already a vampire. Chronicle tenets. We will do the chronicle tenets. So under chronicle tenets, just have 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. And the chronicle tenets will be... Let me just look them up. I have a set of tenets that I always use.
Don't get stabbed in the chest with a wooden leg.
That's
the masquerade.
That's a very good tenet to have.
Don't eat anyone that ain't a lawman.
Lawman. So there'll be 2 chronicle tenets for now. The third one will be decided based on what sect you become part of in the campaign. So the first one will be we are not beasts. And the second is coterie before ambition.
Didn't Dino have that one?
He did, yes, because he has the same ones I always use. And then the third one will be determined later in the campaign. And then, leave your touchstones and convictions. That will be like your personal code of ethics and the mortals that represent them. Obviously, not being vampires yet, you don't have any mortals that represent aspects of humanity you want to hold on to. And I think that's it. Your characters are done.
Yay! And assuming we write the sire's name in.
Once you know who they are. Yep, same for ambition and desire, and the chronicle is just called Down Under After Dark. And your concept, that's just a description of your character. So your concept would be rockstar, and Archer's would be criminal, mastermind, or mob boss, or whatever he's going for.
All right. Awesome. Yay, my first actual
Right.
Vampire the Masquerade character. Awesome.
Took us an hour, but it's done. Mostly
Yay.
done. There is more, but that won't come up till when we do the actual campaign. So would you like to do a little prelude? Would you like to die?
Yes. No.
All right.
Wait, no. Yes?
Not in real life, of course. or maybe. Maybe I will kill you in real life. Depends. Don't piss me off. Alright, well. With that said, we'll do the normal intro and we'll jump right into it. Welcome, everyone. This is a prelude episode of our Vampire the Masquerade campaign, Down Under After Dark. I am, of course, your storyteller, your guide into this world of darkness, not necessarily your malevolent guide. Sorry, not necessarily your benevolent guide, but your guide nonetheless. Tonight we are playing with Sabaton Liam and Archer's Apothecary for the first half of our prelude, and they will introduce themselves in due course. With that said, let's get right into it. In 3, 2, and 1. This story of death and damnation takes place an hour down the highway from Melbourne, Victoria. Here, on the westernmost edge of Cowie's Bay, lies G-Town, a regional city that once stood at the centre of industry and transport in Australia's southeast. A city that survives on memory, shrinking fortunes, and the people left behind when prosperity moved elsewhere. 300,000 souls still call G-Town home. And in its shadows, so do monsters, vampires, the kindred. Isolated from the intrigues and scrutiny of Melbourne, G-Town exists in the margins of Victoria's kindred society. Too distant to govern closely, but too important to abandon. Here, ambitious vampires feed on desperation, neglect, and past glories, trying to carve their domain out of a once great city. In G-Town, influence matters more than lineage. Survival matters more than tradition. Power belongs to whoever can hold it through the night. Our chronicle begins on an otherwise ordinary night in May 1996. The airwaves are dominated by Tupac, The X-Files, and the Macarena. Twister dominates every cinema screen, and the information superhighway is of interest only to enthusiasts and the cutting edge. As autumn begins to wind down, a cold wind blows in from Cowie's Bay, and the whole country reels in the aftermath of a national tragedy, the single worst incidence of gun violence in Australia's history. Tonight, with that as the backdrop, you will die. Let's start with you, Liam. Tell us who you're playing. Don't give us their clan or what they will call their clan. Just tell us their name and a little bit about them, and then we'll get started with putting them to rest.
Hello, I am Alexander Anderson, the lead singer of the hit gothic band Suck This.
Very nice.
I am currently ruling the Melbourne underground metal scene, coming up underground, forming lots of fans here, there, and everywhere.
And your music is very unique. It's managed to break through the signals and noise and become quite well known in a very short span of time. In just a couple of months, you've gone from playing local gigs at dive bars to selling out whole event centers. Like tonight, you're here in G-Town, not even Melbourne. You're here in G-Town, and hundreds have showed up to hear you play. What makes your music so special, Alexander?
Well, unbeknownst to my loyal fans, I've done a bit of research into the romance of vampires. But of course, you know, vampires can't be real, can they?
Except your songs, to the mortal ear, are nothing more than esoteric fantasy. Your songs, to those who know the know, are surprisingly well informed. Care to tell us the names of some of your recent hits, Alexander?
Oh. Crap, I had stuff open and now close them.
All good.
The latest breakout songs would have to be The Embrace, Kane's Wrath, and Daywalker, just to name a few.
To you, this is just cool shit. Vampires are cool, they're hot at the moment. Everyone's reading Anne Rice. And you're cashing in. At least that's what you think. But unbeknownst to you, the lyrics of your songs are causing quite a stir among the kindred of Melbourne and G-Town. Because the lyrics of your songs are laced with actual vampire lore. Real stories about very real vampires and their station and influence in these domains. And tonight, it's going to come and bite you, pun intended, in the arse. You're just wrapping up...
To make a vampire?
You're just wrapping up your latest performance. A sold-out event centre right there in the centre of G-Town. A stadium that ordinarily only sees local footy games and then is closed, has been opened to you, has become your domain, and has been blanketed in your adoring fans. And as you reach the crescendo of your song, knowing that you're wrapping up the show, what do you do? What do you do to make this night memorable for your fans? How do you sign off?
As the last song plays on the encore and everyone's chanting and howling, suck this, Alexander, Alexander. Oh, actually, no, I can't be using it. I haven't even come up with a stage name yet, so we'll just pretend that was the stage name. I maintained the illusion of the goth vampire facade and set up some pyrotechnics. I'm standing on a trapdoor, and after the last note hits, smoke just puffs in front of me, and the trapdoor just opens up, and I seamlessly disappear from the crowd.
A well-orchestrated, well-planned exit. Let's do a dice roll so we can learn how this works. Go ahead and roll me manipulation plus performance, please.
Have anything? Manipulate.
Or
I am so blind. But there is performance.
what social skills do you have points in? Social attributes, rather.
In my skills, I've got 3 in performance. No. Oh.
Yep, and what do you have in your
in
attributes?
social, that's right. Crap, I forgot attributes, so that's 6 die.
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, still getting used to the page. Okay.
And anything that's above a 5 is a success.
Okay, that is... one's a crit, so that's 2 yes.
Yep.
3,
Wait,
4.
only if you get 2 10s, then it's a crit. 1 10 on its own doesn't do anything special.
Oh, I thought the Unk with the two stars was a crit.
That is, but you need more than one of them. They only become a crit when there's 2 or more.
Oh, okay, so that's 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. Exactly 5.
Yeah. You see the audience before you, this carpet of people cheering, calling your stage name, glow sticks waving furiously, and their roaring reaches a crescendo just as you disappear down into the stage and the concrete swallows you up. As you ride the elevator down, the din continues and then recedes into the distance, and then you reach the bottom, the little preparation, the preparation area, the green room underneath the stage, and suddenly all is quiet. And you're surprised to see someone waiting for you down there. There's a man. He's seated at the dressing table, the table that you sat at, that you had your makeup done at, that you adjusted your hair meticulously to conform to your persona before you went out on stage. He's there staring at himself in the mirror, but you can't see his face. He's wearing a long black trench coat with a hood, and the green room is only dimly lit, and in the mirror where his face would be, you can just see a vague silhouette shrouded in shadow, but for a split second, his eyes seem to gleam, flash, like a cat's.
After I notice someone's there, I make sure my tragedy mask is sort of go. Hey, what are you doing here? This is not even backstage area. You can't be here.
There's nothing. He continues to study himself in the mirror, raises a hand to his chin and strokes it as if deep in thought, and then the chair spins around and he faces you. Alexander, he says in a gravelly voice, speaking your real name. A night that will be remembered. A performance like no other you've done before. A fitting show for your last, I would say. Did you enjoy yourself?
Alexander starts just going off in a spiel like, so you're just a fan. I'm glad you enjoyed the show, but can you hold on, wait, last show?
You still can't see his face, but you get the vague impression of a smile.
Who exactly are you? Do I need to call security?
He raises a hand, and something tells you that would be a very bad idea. I'm no stranger, he says. We've been corresponding for quite some time now.
Look, mate.
I'm Declan. He says the name, Declan. And suddenly it clicks in your head. Declan is a fan who's been writing you fan letters for the last few months, and it's Declan's letters that have somehow ended up as the basis for most of your songs. Ideas from a fan and nothing more. Or at least you thought.
Oh, mate, you're Declan. You're the, underneath my breath, creepy fan that's been writing me the letters. Thank you for all the suggestions for the songs. They have been outstanding. As you can see, I've been having sold out performances that I don't know where you get your information, but keep it coming.
The lore that has been written into your songs has done you a great boon, he says. He pauses for a moment, and you can just hear very dimly the sound of the audience still cheering up above. They love you. A few words about vampires and embraces and Cain. A few sneakily whispered secrets of our world. And you've been carried from doing the background ambience in a dive bar to selling out an arena of 500.
Well, what can I say, mate? It's it's the 90s. People are craving a different approach to music. And hold on, wait a second. What do you mean law? This is all fake, yeah?
You get the impression of his smile widening. He says nothing. He simply reaches up, grabs the hem of his hood, and as he goes to pull it down, he says, "You've reached the zenith, but I have plans for you yet. I've given you lore that shall live on in the minds of the people, and there it may not be destroyed. Once an idea takes root, it is very, very hard to get rid of. And what better way to preserve the information I have spent decades, nay, a century gathering, than to have it written into the public consensus of this city? The prince would be very interested if he knew all of his secrets have been reduced to a song playing on the local airwaves. Alexander, I'm here tonight to give you your just reward. Consider it something like recompense for all you've done for me. The next logical step in your career. Brace yourself." He raises a finger. What do you do?
I'm sorry, what, mate? Prince? What, reward? What? Mate, what's going on? I'm just trying to play music here. Alexander is still very confused what's going on. Like, do I see anything from his face at all, or is it just dark beneath the hood?
Go ahead and make me a wits awareness check.
So, I have wits. Where's awareness? Or is...
That's a skill, but I don't know if you have points in it.
No, so that's just one dice.
Just go ahead, we'll see. You only need one success.
That is a critical success. That's an unk with stars.
Again, you swear you see his eyes flash. Like a cat, no, like a predator. You see something under his hood that gives you the distinct sense that what you're talking to is not quite human, and it fills you with dread. Do you try to back away?
Yeah, I chuckle, trying to keep things light, going, yeah, it's good to meet you, Declan. Always good to meet a fan. I say as I'm slowly backing away, still keeping a look. It's been good meeting you. It's always good to meet a fan, but to go now.
He moves like a blur, jumping from the seat, grabbing you, pinning you against the brick wall, claw-like hands grabbing the scruff of your neck. He doesn't have to pull his hood down now. Now you can see what's underneath, and it is no man. What stares back at you from under the hood? His flesh is twisted as if burnt, his eyes slitted narrow like an animal, his teeth sharp, curved fangs, his ears twisted, crooked like a gargoyle.
Oh, yeah, fuck, man, shit, what's going on, fuck, I start screaming, help, fucking shit.
As you open your mouth to scream, his other hand shoots forwards, covering your mouth. You mumble. You try to struggle, but he holds you in place effortlessly. And then he looks into your eyes, and you stare back at those sickly yellow slits that right now are burning with what you can see is some kind of alien hunger. His crooked mouth twists into a smile. It was real, Alexander. The songs you sang tell the story of my world and my kind. And tonight you will join us.
My eyes are just wide, just feeling the texture of like a leather suitcase pressed against my lips and peering into this God knows what I'm looking at. At the point to like almost pissing himself.
You hear banging somewhere in the distance, someone knocking on the door. A shouted word. Security! Hey, open up! Open up! And then the next thing you're aware of as you struggle, as you try to get their attention, as you try to get anyone to help you, you feel the cold skin of a terrible predator against you. His powerful arms restrain you easily, drinking deeply from your fresh, hot blood. There is no comfort in the arms of the creature holding you, only hunger. The bangs on the door grow faster, stronger, but they won't make it in time. Gradually your muscles relax, your thrashing ceases, and your consciousness slips away as blood ebbs from your veins. All that's left is blackness. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the city, someone else is about to die. Archer, please introduce us to your character. Give us their name, a little bit of information about them, and tell us what you happen to be doing tonight. Your final night.
My name's Alistair. I'm an up-and-coming rising figure in the criminal underworld of G-Town, and I'm just about to break into one of the state repositories of wealth for a heist.
You are. Let's get this straight. You are a rising criminal. You're nowhere near Squizzy Taylor levels of infamy, but if you were to drop your name in casual conversation to any resident of G-Town, they'd be a bit nervous. If a cop saw you, they'd be calling back to the station to see if there are any outstanding warrants on you. You haven't quite made it to the front page of the papers yet, but you've made it to page 4 of the Advertiser, and that's a pretty good achievement. You're the mastermind behind a string of recent robberies that are still unsolved. And while the residents of G-Town don't know it, you're also linked to a couple of missing persons cases too. So you're breaking into the city repository, the city library. Is there anything in particular you're looking for this night? Because it's not quite usual that a criminal such as yourself would choose to break into what is essentially a glorified library. You're not stealing TVs and VCRs. You're looking for something else, something very specific.
I've been told that there are some ancient stone tablets that are being translated and studied, and I've got an interest in anthropology and the history of man, and I figured, you know what, I want them, so I'm going to nick them.
And this is important to you, so you haven't brought anyone with you tonight, Alistair. You brought a couple of your goons to drive you away, to get you safely spirited away into the night when you're done, but you work best alone. And we catch you when you've already broken into the museum proper. It was no problem for you to find your way in. Did you bribe someone, or did you use some elbow grease and pick a lock?
I persuaded the guards by using money, but yeah, persuaded.
So in G-Town, the city repository is essentially a giant library, but there's a small art gallery attached, one of the external wings, and no security guards are prepared. No security guard is expecting there to be a thug such as yourself coming to steal from a place like this, and so it only takes palmful of cash and a silver tongue to get them to let you in. Make your way past the thick shelves, and there is where you have to pick a lock to get into the art gallery itself. There's a couple security systems, but you greased some palms a couple nights before, had them conveniently left off for tonight, and you're able to make your way to the back room where these tablets that supposedly contain the lore of an ancient, forgotten religion. These tablets that have made the perilous journey across the Pacific Ocean from the Middle East, where they were dug up in some tomb buried in a landslide thousands of years ago. And they've come to rest here. You don't know how far the translation process has been so far, but the tablets, they're sitting pride of place on the central table, surrounded by glass cases filled with all sorts of objects to art and encapsulated by walls groaning under the weight of oil paintings and tapestries. Nothing in the room as valuable as or as important as these tablets. You can tell that whoever's restoring them has done a loving job. You can even read what's on them. The strange symbols and runes are alien to you. But I know in your spare time, you've studied quite a lot of anthropology, and have you come prepared tonight? Do you want to do a little bit of translation before you lift them and to go on with them?
I would like to, yes.
Right, so I would like you to please go ahead and make me an intelligence and either occult or academics roll. And since your specialty is anthropology, if you choose academics, you may add a single extra dice to the pool.
Okay, how many is my dice pool?
So it'll be whatever your intelligence is plus the skill you're rolling. So you add all those dice together, and then you roll that many, and anything that's a 5 or above counts as a success.
And if I select anthropology, it's...
One extra dice,
if I select one extra dice, alright, so that's all.
Because that is your specialty.
10... 23... 9... 29... 33?
Oh, you don't need to count. You don't need to count the numbers.
Okay.
You just need to count how many dice are 5s or above. So the number of successes. You may have 1 success, 2 successes, so on and so forth.
I have 3 successes and 2 fails.
Before you set out tonight, you spent quite a bit of time in your hideout poring over your personal library, which basically just amounts to a stack of esoteric tomes. Some of them old and not well known, others well known and mass market, committing various different runes and hieroglyphics to memory. And staring at the tablets now, you recognize enough of them to get a vague idea of what it's saying. These tablets are a monument to a blood god. A god that in ancient time... Blood for the blood god, exactly. A god that in ancient times ruled an impossibly decadent city, and according to the tablets, would every day feast upon hundreds of human sacrifices. It is thought that these tablets, somewhere within them, contain the wisdom of the Blood God, the Blood God's commandments, and within them, the esoteric power to enact the Blood God's will. But that's beyond what you're able to do tonight. Perhaps when you get them back to your hideout, you'll be able to have a good long look at them and learn more. Either way, your eyes are gleaming as you look at them, regardless of whether you can translate them or not. You know that on the black market, these will fetch a very handsome price. How do you go about liberating them?
I've got just fabricated out of quick, dry, air drying clay replicas because knew what they looked like from depictions and descriptions. So I took the time to utilize my crafting skills to make forgeries, and I pretty much just swapped them one for one.
Yeah, I won't make you roll for that because I know you do have the craft skill and I know what your specialty is. Look, under scrutiny, it will be very obvious that these are fakes. But tonight, for now, under the watchful gaze of the security cameras and in the dim lighting of the museum hall, they're almost indistinguishable from the real tablets. With the real tablets now weighing down your backpack, you set about making your escape. And you're just about to turn towards the exit when a voice rings out across the room, commanding your attention. Alistair.
When you say command, is it capital C, as in they are employing power to command, or am I just...
For now, it's just a sense that wherever this voice is being projected from, and whoever is projecting it, would command the attention of a room, but they are not commanding your attention, not in that sense.
Right.
The voice says, Alistair, a job well done, as usual. There'll be no need to take those home. Bring them to me. And you whirl around, facing the direction the voice came from, and standing there in the corner of the room, shrouded in shadow, is an impossibly tall, thin man. You're not sure where he came from. You could swear when you entered the museum before, you were the only soul here.
Right. Who are you?
Shadowy arm
Where'd you
reaches.
come from?
Shadowy arm reaches out and beckons. Just come with me, Alistair. It will all be explained in due course. I don't have time for a chinwag.
Neither do I. I've kind of got places to be, so... Ta-ta.
I would like you to go ahead and make me a composure plus resolve check, please. So that's two attributes rather than an attribute than a skill.
Resolve's an attribute, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
resolve and composure are both attributes.
Okay. 5 successes.
5 successes. It seems to take more willpower than you would expect to turn away from this man and to walk towards the exit. For a few seconds, it almost feels like you're rooted in place, but just the same. You bid him farewell, tell him you'll be on your way, turn and continue to walk towards the exit. And as you reach the exit, as you're about to reach out to push the door open, the voice booms again. And where will you be taking the tablets of the Blood God, Alistair? What client bid you to come get them tonight?
Me. I'm the client.
Well, that's what you think, says the voice. But you didn't just wake up one day and decide that you needed these tablets in your possession. No. Think about it. Think deeply. Why are you here? And Alistair, when he says this, there is a strange kernel of truth in it. You've always had an interest in folklore, you've always had an interest in the occult, but until very recently, you didn't even know these tablets had been brought here. This was a secret project. They were to be kept under lock and key, under wraps, until it was time to put them on display. And now that you rack your brain, you can't seem to remember how you found out they were here. You could have sworn it was one of your various contacts or fences that pointed you in this direction. And then you knew you had to have them, but he's right. It's almost as if you just woke up one day, knew they were here, and immediately began to plan the heist. I ask again, says the voice. Come with me, we'll have a little chat. A shadowy hand points to a room off to the side. Let's sit down in there.
Alright. Fine. Yeah. Alright. So
Good.
I'll follow.
Good. We're doing this the easy way instead of the hard way. It's always better when they do things of their own free will, he says to himself. You follow him to the door on the side of the hall. He pushes it open, and he leads you into a break room. The break room is dark, abandoned. The man reaches out, flips a light switch, and suddenly the small room is bathed in fluorescent glow. And now that you can see him, he looks remarkably normal. He's a bit tall, he's a bit thin, but there's nothing particularly bizarre or unsettling about him. He's wearing an immaculately tailored suit. His black hair shines in the light from the oil and Brill cream that's been applied to it. His glasses that he wears are so large that they almost make him look like he has bug eyes. But aside from that, there's nothing unusual about him. Take a seat, he says, gesturing towards the table.
Okay. Sitting down.
We can talk business. He waits for you to take a seat, then he nods in approval, pulls out a chair opposite you on the opposite side of the table, and sits down across from you. He reaches for a television remote in a caddy on the wall behind him, points it towards a small 20-inch black and white hooked to the wall up in the corner of the room, and he presses it. This'll stop anyone overhearing, he says as the TV turns on. There on the screen in grainy black and white is a newsreader, mid-sentence. And in Parliament House tonight, Prime Minister Howard again emphasised the coalition government's commitment to a national firearm amnesty just weeks after the Port Arthur massacre, in which 35 lost their lives. However, opponents say... The man presses a button on the remote, turns the news down. He scoffs. Just look at that. And they think we're the monsters. He smiles. And as he smiles, as he flashes his teeth, you can't help but notice that two of them are unnaturally curved and long, like fangs. Oh,
what
Alistair.
big teeth you have.
Glad of you to notice. Because, Alistair, you've done me quite the boon tonight. And my policy is that a boon done is a boon repaid. He holds out a hand. He says, let's skip the formalities, shall we? I know who you are. I will tell you my name. And my name is Kenneth.
Okay, hello, Kenneth.
Do you take his hand?
Yeah, might as well. Cost nothing to be nice.
He shakes it. Kenneth Lyons, he says, putting emphasis on the second word. Do you have any points in finance, by any chance?
I have 2.
And you also do have points in academics and folklore. So when he says the name Lyons, Kenneth Lyons, the Kenneth part isn't the part that gets you, it's the Lyons part. The Lyons family were, at some point in G-Town's history, kings of kings. Back when G-Town was the country's major exporter of wool, it was the Lyons family who controlled the wool industry. Then, at the turn of the 20th century, they controlled the manufacturing industry. You also know that the Lyons family was the subject of some bizarre rumours that some members of their family, and here's where the name Kenneth rings a bell in your mind, were involved in things that they tried their very best to keep quiet from public, keep quiet from nice society, that they were interested in the occult, that back in the 1920s and 30s, when Egyptology and spiritualism swept through Melbourne and G-Town like a wildfire, that certain scions of the Lyons family, Kenneth Lyons among them, were right there in the midst of it, collecting all sorts of tomes and esoteric artifacts. And you know that to this day it is said that the Lyons Manor, somewhere within its walls, contains a grand library of the occult. There's just one thing that's not making sense to you, Alistair. The Lyons family died out back in the 1950s, back when the manufacturing started to go abroad, and Kenneth Lyons, well, he receded from the public eye back at the end of the 1930s.
Right. How are you alive, exactly?
He smiles, once again flashing the fangs. You've been reading into a few things. I'm sure you can take a stab at it, he says. Let's ask a question. Let's let it hang in the room, and I'll see how you feel about it. What if I was to tell you that these things you've been reading about, all of these books and tales of creepies and crawlies and ghoulies, weren't just folklore, they weren't just tall tales? What if I was to tell you that, just as there's two sides to every coin, the life you live is bordered by the other side, that the material world you come from is just as real as the supernatural world that I come from?
I would generally say you're a couple of sandwiches short of a fucking picnic.
He seems to chuckle at this, appreciating it. A fair response, he says, giving it to you, raising a finger. But you're wrong. And as he says this, he gazes into your eyes, and you notice that his eyes are a deep blue, deeper blue than the ocean. And you're not staring into eyes anymore, you're staring into portals to something inhuman, something unknowable. They're not eyes, they're windows into a world that until this very moment you thought was nothing more than myth, folklore, gobbledygook. Good for a read at night, and sometimes good for a bit of coin, but no more real than than the
Father
games of
Christmas.
pretend than Father Christmas. And as you stare into his eyes, his voice booms. He's speaking no louder than normal, but to you it seems like his voice booms throughout this room. It seems to echo inside your head. A simple command. Stand. Raise your hands and clap. Do you try to resist?
I resist it, yeah. I try and resist it.
Go ahead, make me another composure plus resolve check.
Failure. 4 passes and a fail.
4 passes and a fail. You half succeed. You
So
find
I
yourself...
sort of-
Well, you
so I
find
sort
yourself
of stand up
rising.
and bang my legs.
You know that scene in the 4th Harry Potter where he sort of becomes aware that he's under mind control and bangs his knee against the desk?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I sort of stand up but don't at the same time and just end up hitting the table.
Yeah. You do it without thinking automatically, and then a voice in the back of your head just sort of says, why are we doing this? And then the next thing you're aware of, you've scuffed your knee on the side of your tail, and on the side of the table, and you've raised one hand in the air, ready to clap, while the other hand is grabbing your knee, desperately trying to stop it from rising. And that's how you've scuffed it against the table. And Kenneth Lyon seems amused. His smile is broad, wide now. Oh, you have potential, he says. Well, see, I thought you'd be good for getting the tablets, and maybe you'd be good to give me a bit of a foot in the door of the criminal underworld, and that maybe you'd be useful for a couple of favors here and there down the line, but this, well, maybe you might be able to make something of yourself after all, he says. Without waiting to see what you say, he holds out a hand to help you up, because you're like still half kneeling down, half standing up.
Yeah.
Do you take his hand?
I mean, I look at him shiftily whilst I'm rubbing my knee and wondering why my hand's in the air. And I just move the hand that's up in the air down and sort of hold it out between us as I stand up straight and just look at him and like, I'm okay, thanks.
Those tablets, he says. The wisdom they contain is very, very valuable. Not just to
Yeah, that's why
me.
I'm nicking them.
Of course. But you're nicking them for me, you see. You've known this all along, haven't you? And you know that the wisdom they contain is very valuable. I know the wisdom they contain is very valuable, and there are many in this domain whose schemes would be thrown to the wind if that wisdom were to be translated and disseminated in a certain way. You want to know what the tablets say, don't you? And I can offer you a chance to know. I can offer you a chance not just to know what the tablets say, but to understand them. To understand them in a way that you never would unless I were to take you and guide you into my world. So I'm going to give you a choice.
Am I going to have to wear a nappy and call you daddy or some shit?
Not quite. He says, there are rules that must be followed. Certain lessons you'll have to learn. Of course, you come from a world where hierarchy is very important. You know, a boss has to compose himself a certain way, and your organization would simply not function if hierarchy were ignored. You have your traditions and your little rules and things that you follow, don't you? So you can appreciate it. So then I
I
will.
guess, yeah.
So then I will offer you a chance to join my organization. We have rules you must follow, we have traditions you must honor, but should you respect that, you will understand these tablets. You will understand all of these things you've been reading about. You will understand that calling you've had all your life truly for the first time. You don't have to, he says. You can turn, exit the room, go home. But if you do, I will be taking the tablets, and you will never know how close you came to the truth. In fact, you won't even remember coming here tonight. But I'll never bother you again, and you'll be able to live your life as you wish, ignorant of the other side.
Yeah, but I'll still have the tablets, won't I?
He smiles. Oh, you won't even remember they exist, my good man. But it won't bother
that's not
you.
going to work for me. I got an itch. I need to scratch it. I need to know.
Of course you do. And I understand, because the same itch, I felt it. I felt it when I was alive, and I have felt this itch, and I have devoted.
Wait, whoa, when you were alive?
This. At this, he just smiles. And all of a sudden, all of the colour drains from his face. And what stares back at you is something with grey, pallid skin. Those
I then
vibrant
step
blue
backwards
eyes.
and just fall over the chair, arse over tit.
He laughs at this, amused. Before you know it, he's standing over you, peering down at you with those dead eyes. There's no need to be scared, Alistair, he says. I mean you no harm. If you'd like to leave, you can simply get up and leave. But now that you've seen all this, don't you want to know where it leads?
I feel like Lewis Carroll falling down a fucking rabbit hole.
Oh, and what a
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
kind of.
He holds out his
I
hand
are
again.
intrigued.
He holds out his hand again to help you up.
This time I take it and stand.
And as soon as he pulls you to your feet, his mouth opens, revealing the full extent of his fangs. His eyes flash blue, and a voice in your head speaks a single word: harm. And now, even if you wanted to leave, you wouldn't be able to. That last feeble, rational voice in the back of your mind that's telling you no, turn and leave is silenced, and it's as if suddenly your body is not your own, rooted to the spot. Kenneth leans in. His arms embrace you in a hug. And then, as his fangs pierce your skin, a shiver of ecstasy runs down your spine. Your heart beats faster and faster. Your consciousness begins to dim and ebb and wane. But somewhere, some primordial thing inside you dances with glee, and you know you're on the precipice of something great, something that very few ever get to experience. And then he beckons you to the other side, and you fall into the black void of unconsciousness. You are both now dead. Your hearts beat their last, and you depart this mortal coil.
Hey, the sweet release of death.
An unknown amount of time passes. To the both of you, it feels like you're trapped in that blackness for an eternity, aware of nothing, unaware of the passing of time. No sound, no sights, no sensations. Just the knowledge of the black, the endless black. And then you open your eyes. Your limbs are heavy. The world is dark. Your first thought Your first thought is that perhaps you're blind. You open your mouths to inhale, but disgusting solid matter falls in, and you suddenly realize where you are. You're buried alive, entombed in the earth. And primordial panic hijacks your senses. What do you do?
God damn it, I thought you were still going to speak. I have a mouthful of milk duds. Archie, you take
Well, you've got a mouthful of soil.
Rangy tastes chocolatey. I'm trying to eat as fast as I can.
Oddly, the first thing that crosses my mind is, oh no, not again.
Yeah, probably. You've probably been in situations like this, so you feel that familiar panic, but you're able to maintain enough composure that you can set about getting out of here. So I'd like the two of you to go ahead and make strength plus athletics checks for me, please.
2 and... Oh, that's 3.
2 successes out of 2.
Fail! That's absolutely nothing.
We'll get to you in a moment. Alistair, desperately you claw your way up towards the light and find yourself wriggling out of dark earth. As you dig, you feel a tangle of other limbs against yours. Someone else desperately trying to exhume themselves from the same grave. You pull yourself out of the hole and look down, and you see a single hand reaching from the earth, struggling vainly to pull itself free. And that's you, Alexander. Your mouth full of soil, your entire mind gripped by panic. If you had a heart, it would be beating a million beats a second, but that's the strange thing. You can't quite feel it. Although I doubt you're really conscious of that at the moment. Alistair, do you try to help him?
Yeah, why not?
Yay!
Reach down, grab hold of the hand, and pull up. And Alexander, you feel something give way above you and hoist yourself up towards the light. A body crashing out of death. You burst the earth apart and surface into the cool night. And standing above you, you see Alistair. His suit askew and covered in dirt, but still commanding an air of respect. His bald head shining in the moonlight.
And now, just from you saying that, I've got Dancing in the Moonlight stuck in my head.
Just Alexander pulled off and just a mouthful, just a... Oh, shit. Oh, where am I? Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
The Spider-Man meme. Where the fuck are we? What? How the... What? Why were we in fucking dirt? What the fuck is going on? So are we outside or are we in a room?
Well, you observe the quiet, dark place where you've surfaced, and at first it all looks horribly unfamiliar. You seem to be outside. Colossal leaves shade this area, tall, exotic plants and trees surround you. But before you can make a complete survey, you feel sudden, screaming hunger. You scan the environment around you, searching for anything to sate this craving. A voice in the gut in the pit of your stomach roars, "Feed me! Feed! Feed!" And you instinctively know that you need blood desperately. I'd like the two of you to roll a single d10. This is called a rouse check. We'll do many of these as we play Vampire. This is your first. And whenever we do a rouse check, its purpose is to determine whether you get hungrier or not. So just go ahead and roll it and tell me if you pass or fail.
That is a
Fail.
normal pass.
Normal pass?
I fail.
So, Alistair, I'd like you to set your hunger to 4, please. And you, Alexander, I'd like you to set yours to 3.
Oh no, that's humanity. Oops.
Thing inside you seems to overtake your senses. For a second, you can't see the trees, the ground, the leaves. You can no longer feel the cold wind of the night. All you're aware of is this desperate need to feed. Blood! Blood! Give me blood! There's an emptiness inside you, desperate to be filled. There's an animal carcass at the base of a nearby tree. It could be a dead dog. There's a nighttime jogger on a path nearby. He's wearing bulky headphones. A Walkman stuck in the brim of his pants, whistling a tune. To both of you, it sounds like a dinner bell. The bushes around you twitch with the movement of nocturnal animals. The jogger draws close, his whistling an invitation. Maybe you could creep through the bushes, scrabbling around for small, weak prey. Maybe you could try to sate your urges with that carcass by the tree. Maybe, and this is the thing you want to do most of all, you can pounce on the jogger. You can almost hear his strangled cry, feel your teeth biting into his neck, red-hot blood running down your chin. For some reason, it's a delicious thought.
Without
What would you like to do?
without even thinking, like all Alexander, he doesn't know why he needs to feed, and he starts moving towards the jogger, and without thinking of it, he kind of just jumps into it. Can I use unseen passage? Oh no, or is it silence of death, which is the one
You
where
want
I can move.
You want to
unseen.
creep? Yep, that would be Silence of Death, and that requires no blood to use. I'll get to you in a moment. Alistair, what would you like to do? Do you also answer the dinner bell, or are you going to try to fend off this alien hunger some other way?
Can I do the resolve and awareness test to see if I can tell whether things will be good for my stomach or whether I have an inherent
Yeah,
Yeah.
feeling that something will make
Yeah.
me sick?
Go ahead, roll me that.
Both succeed.
Both succeed. The urge to leap on the jogger suddenly subsides. You don't know why, but there's something instinctively telling you he's not for you. Suddenly you feel a wave of nausea, and the voice in the pit of your stomach tells you to look elsewhere, but to hurry. Leaving Alexander with the jogger, you turn and run into the bushes to find something, anything else, to sate your hunger. You going to try to make do with some of the animals you can find in the trees, or are you going to follow this instinctive calling and see if you can find the thing that you truly want to eat?
With the rarefied palette, does that only apply to humans or does it apply to animals as well?
Applies to animals as well. You will have to try to force yourself to stomach them too.
That dog was a lawyer.
Yeah. Alright, I'll take my chance with an animal.
Yep. Alright. So I'd like you to go ahead and roll me your willpower. So right now your willpower is full. So however many points you have in willpower, you have to roll that many dice, and we're looking for at least 2 successes.
I am looking for where willpower is. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see it. It's 5.
Yeah, it's getting used to a new character sheet, isn't it?
1,
Exactly.
2, 3 successes, 2 failures.
3 successes, 2 failures.
One of them was a critical success because it was a 10.
Yeah. So you are a criminal, Alistair, but you don't kill people, not willy-nilly. And you know that assaulting a jogger in a park in the middle of the night is going to bring unwanted attention to you. So you dart into the trees that scurry with nocturnal life.
I was about to say squirrels, but you don't have them in Australia, do you?
No, but we do have possums.
Yeah, that'll work.
And you see a possum scurrying along a branch, and as he sees you running towards him, he just freezes on the spot, shrinks away, as if he's staring at a natural predator. It's obvious that this possum is terrified of you, but you don't have time to think of that because the voice inside you is demanding that it be sated with blood. And without even thinking, you just reach out with both hands, grab this possum, and without consciously thinking of it, sink your fangs. Wait a second. In the back of your head, in the back of your mind, you register just this. Wait a second. You have fangs? Into the poor creature's flesh. It squeals, it struggles, and it dies. As you take the blood that is warm but tasteless, you force it down. And the voice that's screaming, "Feed me! Feed me!" is silenced. At least for now. You may reduce your hunger by 2. As you toss
Boink.
the empty bag of skin, disgusting,
Oh my god.
at your
It's
feet.
a bag of blood.
Meanwhile, Alexander, the jogger, is running down a trail, humming the Macarena, oblivious to your approach. You're running towards him, but he cannot hear it. And you're not sure quite how you're doing this, Alistair. No one taught you how to do this. But as you move, as you run, each footfall sounds like nothing. You could feel your boots crunching on the gravel. You could feel the weight of your body. But it makes no sound. And before you know it, you're right behind him. And even in this dim light, even in the moonlight.
Is this Liam's character? Because you just said Alistair a few times.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say Alexander. Yep, this is Liam's character. And even in the moonlight, even in this dim light, you can see Alexander, the vein in his neck, vibrant, throbbing, with his life force beckoning to you. "Yes," says the voice, take it now." What do you do?
Without even thinking, just behind him. It's going off, I guess, hundreds of years of pure instinct, not knowing where it's coming from. Grab him from behind, just and the same thing with Alistair. Oh shit! I have fangs.
Go ahead and make me a stealth plus dexterity roll, please, and you may add an extra dice to this because you've got your Silence of Death active.
Sick. Okay, that Now for critical, it has to be the two stars, yeah.
2 together. Yep, and then they turn into a third one.
All right, so that's only a 3. The 3 successes.
That'll do it, though. You reach out and grab him. You become aware of exactly 2 things. The first, for only a split second, that your hands are no longer hands. Your fingers have grown long and skeletal, gnarled, ending in wicked claws. And the second, that he is warm. So warm and soft. He opens his mouth to scream, but before he can do anything, you've pulled him down to the ground. You're on top of him, and then right there in the middle of the trail, you're feeding, your fangs piercing his flesh. And it is the best thing you've ever tasted. Better than any drug. More stimulating than intercourse. This is the thing you live for now, Alexander. You know this instantly. Blood. Voice inside you purrs. Appreciating it. Savouring the taste of the blood. Your first feeding. Your first of many. You feel the hunger begin to subside, but you can also feel the jogger's heartbeat growing weaker and weaker, his struggles growing feebler. You could keep going, you think, and the voice inside you desperately wants to. But you've sated the hunger enough that you're able to regain a bit of rationality, and you know that if you don't stop now, this man will die. You will have killed him, just as Declan killed you.
I get as much blood as I can that so it sates me, and I let the jogger disappear to the darkness.
You may reduce your hunger by 2. It takes all you have. Every ounce of willpower to pull yourself away. The voice screams, "No!" But you control it. You master it. And as you pull yourself away, the man falls limp in your arms, his eyes rolling back into their sockets, muttering deliriously, staring at you but not seeing you. And the voice in your head tells you, "Lick it shut, lick it shut." Do you lick the wound, the gaping hole in his neck that you've made?
Oh, we can do that.
You can try and see what will happen.
Yeah, well,
You lean down, flick your tongue, and before your eyes, the hole fades, the skin reseals. And then aside from the fact that he's very pale, missing a lot of his blood, there is no sign that you took anything from him at all. He looks up at you. His lip trembles. He tries to say something, but then he gasps and falls completely limp, unconscious, lying at your feet in the middle of the dirt track.
there's something I discovered today. We can screenshot. I did not know that.
Do you do then? Do you just leave him there? Do you find a way to make sure he's safe?
I put him on a park bench somewhere and just sit him there. Fuck off.
You drag him to a nearby park bench, prop him up against it. Hopefully, with any luck, he'll think he fainted or tripped, knocked himself out. He won't remember you, you hope. And then you turn your attention back to where you came from, the hole in the earth, a big gaping hole, a grave that you were buried in, a grave for 2. And you see Alistair stepping out of the tree line, a small trickle of blood rolling down his lip. he's fed too.
Well, now that we seem to be somewhat more like it's introduction zone, I am Alexander.
You were fucking ugly as shit, mate.
I immediately
Are
start
you?
freaking out because the way my Nosferatu is, I've still got like, you know, the thingies, but I'm not traditionally Nosferatu ugly. I've still got that one remaining scar. I frantically look in the dirt for my mask to put back on.
Yeah. You see it there, buried in the dirt, lying at the bottom of the grave. You reach down and fish it out, and a lot of people have called you ugly. The actual significance of what he's said hasn't yet dawned on you. And Alistair, you see him put this masquerade mask over his face, as if he's in some sort of puppet show.
No,
We're a bit beyond ceramic masks at this point.
it's something for me. Okay, don't question it. Please
Plus,
do not question it.
you got red on you.
I could say the same to you, buddy.
Yeah.
So yes, I am Alexander.
I'm Alistair.
I guess we
What
have.
happened? How did we get here?
I have no idea. Last thing I remembered, I was backstage after one of my shows, and he just comes to Alexander, and I was going. He comes dawns on Alexander. The last thing he remembers is Declan, and his flesh being pierced, and it's like, holy shit. And I tell Alistair what happened. I was like, did you run into anyone that, you know, did not seem right?
Hey, I'm a career criminal. I run into those sort of people all the time.
Well, you must have done something to fuck off someone. I mean, we were buried alive, and I go to feel my pulse, and anything's like, are we alive? I'm not
You
feeling
have
anything.
no heartbeat. You have no heartbeat. You have no pulse. And as you realize this, you look over at Alistair and you see that his skin is pale, pale like death. And then you look down at your hands and you see that your skin is pale like death.
Well, I think we might need to find whoever did this to us and get some goddamn answers.
I was at the repository with some prick called Kenneth. Really weird. He had this really commanding presence.
Yeah, the guy with it wasn't commanding, it was inviting. I don't know what's going on. From the map, like, just so we know where we
just
are.
a city map.
Like,
Yep, it's where
are we
where
here?
it says code. Yep.
Okay, just for like theater of the mind, where were we? Like,
So your performance would have been somewhere in the rack, maybe the northern part. And Alistair, the repository is roughly in the same area, on the edge of the CBD and the rack. Well, you don't know it's called the rack. That's what the vampires call it. But generally in this heart of the city. You were both maybe a couple of city blocks apart when you were both killed. Same general vicinity. And in fact, you should probably figure out where you are. So,
Yes.
you observe the environment around you, and while the foliage here is strange, the wider world beyond is more familiar. It's clear you're in a city park, but beyond that, you can see that it's enclosed on all sides by bars, restaurants, apartment buildings, and nighttime cafes. You can see the outline of a wrought iron fence that serves as the barrier between the park and the city beyond. And you've both been in G-Town enough times, in your case, Alexander, or long enough, Alistair, to realise where you are. You're in the Botanical Gardens on the edge of East Grove, a few blocks from the waterfront. Not that far from where you met your ends. Was it a few hours ago? Days? Nights? And where are Declan and Kenneth? You can see... Go ahead.
So whoever did this to us, dragged us all the way over here, but for what purpose?
Well, I mean, this is just the Botanic Gardens. I was only a blocks from here.
Same here. I was at oh, for the hell of it, we'll just call it Max Watts. I was at Max Watts doing a show, and it's still a couple blocks from here, but why go to the effort of whoever done this to us to drag us to the gardens and bury us in caves?
Wait, are you from that shock rock band, the vampire one?
Alexander just looks at the long nails and sort of like, yeah, that's me. Band's called Suck This. Looks like it's literally now.
In the distance, you hear the traffic of the city, and you hear the sound of tires on gravel. You hear the sound of a car coming to a stop. Then you hear voices, distant voices. Yes, the gate's locked at this time of night. Are you sure, Constable? I mean, no, we've had a tip. We need to get inside the Botanic Gardens. If you could just open the gate for us, that would be very kind. Thank you. And, please stand back. You hear the sound of keys being drawn, and then the unmistakable groan of the gate to the Botanic Art Gardens being pushed open. And there, the very edge of the park, highlighted in the haze of the city lights beyond, two silhouettes, police officers beginning to make their way down the trail towards where you are.
I think I need to get out of here.
Fuck. Yeah, they're in the way of the way out.
There's got to be another way out. I don't know why I'm zooming in on the map. It's not showing anything.
No, there is no map. But you know the Botanic Gardens. There is a single main gate in and out. There may be service entrances you don't know of. You could also just try to scale the fence.
I mean,
or you could find a way to hide and sneak
still
past
a bit
them.
hungry, you know. Could eat them.
Yeah, and as soon as you hear the word constable, that voice in the pit of your stomach roars to life, suddenly eager, reminding you that you still are a bit hungry. And the only good cop's a dead cop, right?
Yeah, I've still got a point of hunger. Would I need to roll anything to see if
No, your
18's
point of hunger is fairly normal.
Okay.
But you do have that voice, and it's telling you pretty much the same thing. Not to feed, but to unleash the power within you, that you are something else, that you are now something above them, and that you have nothing to fear from them.
Yeah, we didn't know anything about the masquerade. We're just two
Not
fresh
yet, no.
childs.
No, that's right. That you know nothing.
I look to Allison and go, "What should we do?"
I'm not listening to Alexander at the moment. I literally walk up to the police officers. One of them I just point at and just on instinct mutter the word "forget."
What about you, Alexander? What are you doing as he sets off?
Um. Uh, Remind me again. What's Oh, I can obfuscate. What's that again?
Obfuscate?
Yeah.
That's your hiding ability. You can use your silence of death. You can be quiet when you're moving, but you also have your unseen passage where you can rouse the blood to creep unseen.
I might use Unseen Passage because, yeah, Rockstar in late 20s, early 30s gets up to a lot of shit and might have a record. So, yeah, without knowing what he's doing, he like feels mist, like so not an actual mist, but like a proverbial mist surround him, and he feels like he can't be seen by anything.
Yeah. So he's going to stick to the shadows, the tree line, and just try to sneak past them, make his way to the gate and to the safety and warmth of the city lights. Go ahead and roll me a rouse check, because this is a level 2 power, so it does cost a rouse check. Let's see if you get hungry or not.
How many dices do I do for a rouse?
So just one, just the one.
That is a fail.
A fail. Ooh, up to hunger 2. Alright, but you seem to merge into the shadows, like they're forming a cloak around you. Something instinctively tells you you're safe here, and you creep silently, carefully towards the inviting warmth of the city, like a cockroach scurrying from the cold to the warmth. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity plus stealth roll. You may add 2 dice to represent your obfuscate, and also we will add your hunger to this for the first time so we can demonstrate how it works. And to do that,
that's that's 2 red dice?
Yep, so take 2 of the black ones out of the pool and put 2 red ones in their place.
Okay, let's go. That's sorry, 1 success on a black dice.
It's all good. We'll get to what happens in a moment. Alistair, you just stroll down the trail. You've stared down cops before, and something instinctively tells you that these ones will be no problem, that these ones will be even less of a problem. You won't even need to reach for your wallet. You won't need to bark orders to your underlings to menace them. You won't need to even utter a threat. The 2 cops see you. One of them's a meter or so ahead of the other one, but they raise their hands in greeting at the same time. A right hand to greet you, but their left hand immediately to the holster of their guns. The constable ahead, with dirty blonde hair, narrows his eyes. Hey, you! Botanic Gardens off limits at night. We've got business here. What are you doing here?
So with the one that I didn't make forget, sorry, no, I made one of them forget and then mesmerize him to go back to the station basically and not recall anything.
Yeah. You don't answer his question. You just look him in the eyes. Open your mouth. Forget. That's the first word. And instantly his eyes glaze over. He looks at the other officer. Draws a blank. The second officer scratches his head. Look, we've got a tip. There's something going on in this park. I'm going to need you to vacate the area, sir. And then, before he can say anything else, you meet his gaze and bark the order to leave. Go ahead and rouse the blood for me. A single dice rouse check to see if you get hungrier.
No, 6 passed.
Blood flows. And when your voice leaves your mouth, you recognize the same commanding quality that Kenneth Lyons had. It projects itself as a force down the trail. The cop whose memory you clouded is still just staring at you, his eyes glazed over. Turns to his friend and he says, we were called out here, right? And the other cop nods. False alarm, he says. Back to station. We'll have to tell them, no blank body sightings here. Are you sure? Says the cop that you clouded. Positive, says the constable. He tips his hat to you. You have a good night, sir. Try to stay out of trouble.
The
And
one
then
that isn't wandering off to follow my order, can I just feed on him as the other one drives away?
So the one you commanded, he just turns, begins making his way down the trail. The other one, he starts to follow, but then he stops. Looks over his shoulder at you. His face screwed up in puzzlement. He scratches his dirty blonde hair, and you can tell that he's trying to remember why he was here. He opens his mouth. No, we've got to... But you're already on him. Go ahead and make me a strength brawl check, and you will replace normal dice equal to your hunger dice, please. So the dice pool is the same as always, but some of them will be hunger. And if you don't have enough dice to differentiate, you can just roll 2 different pools. You can roll your normal dice first, and then...
I have 2 blue and 2 black, so I can make it work.
That works.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
Helps if I roll the right colours. Alright. Pass. And a single fail.
Single fail. That's good. Nothing happens because of the blood. You walk forwards, you reach out, you grab the officer, pull him towards you. His hand snaps to his side to fumble for the holster, but you grab it, pull it up, pull it away, and the service revolver clatters uselessly onto the dirt trail. This is not like the possum. He's warm. He smells so sweet, so inviting, and his whole body seems to reverberate with each heartbeat. Thump, 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 thump. The voice whispers in your head, do it, take it, dash his head against the stones, and drink.
I mean, I'm not gonna do that, I'm just gonna drink.
Your hunger is at 2, so it's fairly easy to resist. Your fangs pierce the cool skin of his neck, and... Oh, this is not like the possum, Alistair. This is quite a different experience. His blood is like fine wine, and your whole body, from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, is suddenly invigorated. You know that you're not alive, but you feel alive, more alive than you've ever been. And the cop doesn't struggle. He just sort of falls limp in your hands, lets out a moan, half of ecstasy, half of agony. More, whispers the beast, for that's what it is, a beast inside you. Take it all. But you're going to pull away, aren't you?
I'm gonna pull away and lick it closed.
Instinctively, you close the wound. You may reduce your hunger to 1 point. It's subsided. but it's still there in the pit of your stomach, and it will always be there. But for now, it's managed. You feel your senses returning to you. You feel the fogginess that was clouding your brain beginning to depart. The cop, a bit pale, but still on his feet, just stares blankly back at you. You whisper it again. Forget. He blinks, scratches his head. Hey, mate, come on, back to the station. We got to report this to the Sarge, calls the other cop. Oh, yeah, shit, coming, says the officer. And he turns and runs down the trail towards the inviting glow of the city. Alexander, you've already made it past them. You're standing there, shrouded in the shadow cast by a tree. You watch as the two cops make their way through the wrought iron gate. Thank the groundskeeper, a short, stumpy woman with shoulder-length dirty blonde hair and an almost animalistic look to her skin dirty, leathery. They thank her for helping them get into the botanic gardens. Did you find what you were looking for? She says, her tone sweet as honey. Yeah, no, false alarm, says one of the cops. Turns to the other officer. Yeah, we'll have to speak to the Sarge about that. Tell the feds they were mistaken. No blank bodies on the premises. They climb into the cruiser. The engine roars to life. And the car screams away into the night. The groundskeeper doesn't leave, though. She doesn't shut the gate. She just stands there, her arms folded. And Alexander, she seems to stare directly in your direction. You're confident she can't see you. And yet she stands there and waits. Her leathery skin oddly pale in the moonlight.
I just can stand, hopefully unseen.
You seem to be. She makes no movement towards you.
So, with unseen passage, do I have to stand still, or can I?
No, you can move. You can move past her if you like.
Yeah, I would like to move around her and try to get 8.
Go ahead and make me a dexterity stealth check and add 2 dice for your obfuscate, please.
2 dice. Do I need to add any hunger dice?
You can add your replace black dice with the red dice, please.
Okay. That is 3 successes, 2 fails.
Were any of the fails on the blood dice?
Yes, they were both fails on the dice.
So you begin to sneak past her, and the city street is only meters away. You can hear the din of the traffic, you can hear the voices, you can see silhouettes moving behind the lighted windows of the cafes. You're almost home free. But then, as you pass by the woman, shoulder to shoulder with her, something hijacks your senses. The beast inside you roars. It's the same thing you smelled when you feasted on the jogger, but even more so. This woman's blood is overpowering. And it stops you in your tracks. Standing still, watching the place where you were only a second ago. She smiles, sniffs the air. And then moving in a flash, she leaps forwards, grabs you by the shoulder, pulls you out of your obfuscate, and hurls you to the ground.
What? I thought you couldn't see me.
Nos, huh? She says.
What?
Tricky fucker. Knew you must have been hiding somewhere in there.
The Nos.
Nosferatu, she says. That's what you are, ain't ya? Have a look under the mask. You're ugly as fuck.
Just out of character, is she a gangrel?
Yes, she is.
If she, I want to walk up and just say something.
Yeah, you're like, you can see her just reach out, and she seemingly pulls him out of thin air. He suddenly becomes visible, and she just hurls him to the ground, stands over him, arms folded, look of smugness on her face. She hasn't yet noticed you.
Like, as she's doing this, I'm walking over, taking off the suit jacket and shit that I was buried in. Like, why does it smell like wet dog?
She looks over, sees you coming, smiles. Yeah. Saw what you did with the coppers. Good. You'll need that kind of restraint. Don't want to fuck up the masquerade. You'll end up staked, left on a roof, and you'll fucking burn to death.
The fuck is the masquerade?
What
Them's the rules.
the fuck is a Nos?
She sighs, and she reaches into the leather jacket she's wearing, and she pulls out a makeup compact. She flips it up to reveal the mirror, and she hands it to you. Take the mask off. Grow some balls. Have a look.
I bludgeoningly take the mask off and look at my face, knowing that I'm going to see the hideous scar that I always had. How much of the Nos transformation I have?
However long you were in the ground for, that was long enough. You're expecting to see the familiar scar, but if you had a heart, it would miss a beat, because what you see is not you. You're not quite Declan, not quite as hideous as him, but the scar is not the worst thing about your face. You have the scar, sure, but the rest of your face is weathered, gaunt. It looks like you've aged about 30 years. You've gone in one night from looking like Mick Jagger to looking like Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne after a 2-week
That's
bender.
Unfair.
Oh,
From what you described, he looks far more like Keith Richards.
You look like you've just come off a 2-week bender, and the way the skin on your cheeks twists and is covered in little bumps and knobs, it looks like you've got 3rd-degree burns as well.
I throw the mirror away. Oh, what the hell happened to me? I mean, Nos, masquerade. I just
looks like. You say what the hell happened to you? It looks like an avocado skull fucked another avocado.
Shut up, Deadpool. I mean,
The woman.
I just woke up with this guy over here, and from what looks like a dirt nap, and we have no idea what's going on. Now you're saying something about masquerade, Nos, like we have any idea what we're doing.
She laughs, reaches out and snatches the makeup compact from you, slides it back into her pocket. Bet your sire didn't tell you you'd end up looking fucked up like him, right?
The fuck's a sire?
And you. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, and it clicks to Alexander that the sire must have been this Declan person. This is what he did to me.
You get it, she says, seeing the gears turn in your head as 2 and 2 come together. Then she turns to Alistair. And you. Well, at least you don't look like you've been hit by a fucking truck.
Small graces.
Nice suit, by the way, even though it's covered in shit.
It was before I died.
Ah, so good. We don't have to establish that. Good. So many newbies, you you tell them they're dead, they just can't grasp it. You have to... She reaches into her coat pocket, pulls out a switchblade, flips it, and the wicked blade gleams in the sunlight. Sometimes I have to take this, stick it in their throat, draw some blood, make them realise they're already dead, because you're already dead, you can't be killed a second time.
Point of order. Sunlight?
Yeah, that'll fuck you right up, she says.
No, you said it glints in the
Oh,
sunlight.
in the moonlight. Yes, sorry, the moonlight,
Okay.
I meant.
So you're telling me vampires are real?
Yeah, I guess you could use
Yeah.
that word. Kindred, polite society say, or licks, if you're the rest of us. She holds out a hand. Name's Sydney Abel, by the way. I'm the courier in these parts, and I'm just passing through the city, mind you. But, from a string of boons, this park has fallen into my domain, and I heard someone was spotted here who shouldn't be. Little did I know there were going to be 2 baby teeth crawling out of the earth, waiting for me.
Oh,
You know what? We didn't have any fucking idea that was going to happen either. I was nicking some stone shit that I had an interest in, and then all of a sudden some twat named Ken bites me and I end up here.
She says. Ken. Doesn't ring a bell. Like I said, new to these parts. Courier. Not sticking around for long either. But I was just coming here to check out my new domain. When I come through the city, I always pay it a visit. And unlike you two, I stick to the animals. Something about the human blood just doesn't taste right to me. And by sheer coincidence, I arrive, find these 2 coppers trying to break the lock on the gate, trying to get in there. Ask them what they're doing here. They say they've got some business or another. Say they've got a tip about blank bodies. So I thought, hey, I'd let them in. Didn't expect you 2 to be awake. Thought if they saw anything that was potentially masquerade breaching, I'd give them the 1-2 and they'd wake up over on the beach somewhere thinking they had a bit of a rough night. But you've done a decent job of taking care of them for me. Well, she says.
I was hungry.
So you've learned that part. Good. She leans against the gate.
I mean, you say learned. I did it on instinct. What?
As it tends to go. She looks up at the night sky, seeming to count the stars she can see, looks down at her hand, taps a finger where a wristwatch would be.
So we're vampires, alright. Just what? Garlic, churches, silver? What's the deal? Folklore-wise, how do we go?
The movie's got some things right. Sunlight, that'll fuck you up. Garlic, crosses, all that sort of stuff. Not usually, but there are some of us. Whatever freak reason, shove a cross or garlic in front of them and they'll lose their shit. Generally, you don't gotta worry. You're stronger, faster, tougher than when you were alive, but now you gotta feed on mortal blood. Doesn't have to be human, can be animal. She points at you. I get the vibe. You got a special hunger. You got a specific craving. Maybe not so much for you.
Yeah, those cops tasted better than fucking KFC on heroin.
Because, I see you crawling out of the earth. You're wearing a suit like that. Dressed for your own funeral, as it were. And I gotta say, only so many things you can be. I'm gonna say Ventru. In that case, you stick to what you like to eat best, but sometimes you might have to slum it, okay? Could be the difference between life and death. Any other questions?
So many to... I can't even think. Yeah, where to begin? What do we do now?
Well, you're fed. You've woken up. You've learned you can do things you couldn't do when you were alive. So now... She frowns as if thinking what to do, scratching her head. Well, it's about 4 in the morning. Sun will be coming up about an hour from now. So, how about we get you somewhere to sleep, hey?
Sounds
Sounds like a plan.
great idea.
Follow me.
Yeah.
She leads you away from the park. She pulls the gates shut behind you and leads you down the street to a car park at the end, wedged between a cafe and a laundromat. And there, parked in the middle, is an old hippie van. The paintings on the side long ago having faded. The doors on the back and the sides covered in graffiti tags. The tires flecked with dirt. She gestures towards it.
I've always loved these VW combo buses.
She says, because that's where you'll be crashing for the day. This is my haven.
Wait. How are we going to do that? It's got windows.
They're blacked out, I think that what you said?
No, I didn't say that, but
Oh, no.
He didn't say that.
watch and learn, she says. She reaches into her leather jacket once more, pulls out a set of car keys, and she presses a button, and then suddenly roller shutters clamp down over the windows. Like I said, I'm a courier. I come and go. Just passing through. And when you're passing through, pays to have home close by, wherever you are. It'll be a bit cramped, but trust me, you won't notice. There's a couple of places in this city that I know would put themselves up as safe houses for new bloods like you, but I reckon with the time we got left, and the fact that we still don't know who your sires were or what the fuck you were doing in the earth, maybe I'll just keep a watchful eye over you till tomorrow night. I've got a few other places I need to check out. There's been stories about new bloods going missing. They say the feds are cooking up something. Maybe they're trying to take the city back.
When you say feds, do you mean the same cunts that I mean when I say feds?
More or less. Federal police. Ever since that bloke shot up all those people down in Tassie, they got all these task forces, this for that and this for the other one. But there's been a lot of cops asking around about blank bodies. Been a couple folks in this city that have gone missing, and, well, you aren't the only newly embraced baby teeth that have woken up recently.
Right.
She wrenches the back door of the VW open, and inside there's a single queen-sized mattress just splayed out in the back. It doesn't even fit. It's like half on the ground and tilted up against the wall.
Well, it's not the first time I've shared bed
Cozy.
with multiple people.
Trust me, when the day sleep comes, you'll sleep like the dead. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, I call middle.
I've slept in worse.
What my ex used to say. Yeah.
She waits for you to clamber in.
We literally just climbed out of a hole of shite, so I think we both slept in worse.
As you clamber in, you see that, that's not even a big deal. The back of the van's covered in, empty beer bottles and cans and all sorts of wrappers and miscellaneous bits of equipment, tools, what looks like a couple of empty handgun magazines. There's a sawn-off shotgun, just clumsily stuck up on the wall in a makeshift holster for it.
Reminds me
Sleep
of when I'm
tight.
on the road.
Sleep tight, she says. As soon as the sun's down tomorrow night, we'll get to brass tacks. See if we can figure out what the fuck's going on and where the fuck you came from. And see if you have what it takes to survive in this world. She slams the door shut.
Get in the water. Get in
Suddenly
the
you
water.
both feel
Get in the water.
incredibly exhausted. You lie back on the mattress, and despite everything, it's comfortable. The last thing you're aware of is your body's sinking down into the fabric as the beast purrs in contentment, well fed, and relishing an eternity to come of bloodshed. And the day sleep takes you. And that's your prelude, your first night among the undead, and your
Yay!
last night in the world of the living.
Pure genius.
There you go, guys. That was you made your characters, and you got to play a little session, a little prelude.
That is so much simpler than it used to be.
Yes, it is. That's why I like 5th edition. It gets shit on a lot, actually. Like, a lot of people don't like it. But I think it's because they're the kinds of grognards that need every game to have all the crunch in it, and they don't like the crunch being removed.
Well, we can go.
Whereas I like the crunch.
Sometimes I like the crunch, sometimes I like it to be a bit smoother, and this is a lot smoother.
Yes. It didn't come up in this session, but basically, if you ever do a roll and you crit, and one or more of the crit dice is a blood dice, that's what's called a messy crit, which means you succeed in what you were doing, but you get a bit ahead of yourself. So it's like you wanted to intimidate the bouncer into letting you in the club. Now you've accidentally let loose on him and smashed a couple ribs. And
Potato, potato.
if
Pain is intimidating.
well, and you've also probably done something mildly masquerade breaching. Like you've probably smashed his ribs while slamming him against the wall with a single hand or something. And if you fail a roll and one or more failed dice, ones, the lowest fail you can get, if one or more of the blood dice are ones on a failed roll, that's a bestial failure, which means not only did you fail, but your beast has come to the forefront. So, not only did you fail to intimidate the bouncer, but you've now, gone into frenzy just from the audacity of him not letting you through. So the hunger is sort of like an ever-present force that ebbs and flows and, can sometimes influence what you do. It's not like a gas tank like the previous editions where you have, a resource stage.
Yeah.
But that's it.
The
You've seen the
hunger,
majority of it.
The way I sort of imagine the hunger, it's like you've played Disco Elysium.
No.
It's that negative inner voice that's talking to the characters when
Exactly.
you're making the yeah. That's how
That's
I sort
exactly
of imagine the hunger.
That's exactly what the hunger is. So Liam, in previous editions, there was no hunger. Instead, it was just you have blood points and you spend them. So you'd be like, you have 10 blood points, and I'm going to use my power, and it costs 2 blood points. Now I have 8 left. But the hunger didn't do anything.
Oh.
Like spell slots.
Yeah, like spell slots. But but it
I-
didn't do anything. You could be there's no difference between having 10 blood points and 5 blood points. You would the hunger never played a part in how you act. Whereas this edition you just have a hunger. It's between 1 and 5, and the hungrier you are, the higher chances that you'll messy crit or bestial fail.
Okay, I think I like this edition better.
I do too.
Yeah, I do too.
I
I've
will be
always
back.
loved
I'm
the
going
lore,
to
but
end the stream.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, I knew you'd like.
Guys, there you have it. Session 0 for me and Archer for Vampire the Masquerade. We will be doing this campaign later down the track, but we will be doing another session for Sarah and Sebi when they are available. But next fortnight, we'll hopefully be back with Nimble. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been here today. You are all amazing little chickens. Love your work, love your face. I do have a Discord if you want to join. Be part of amazing growing community, such as yourselves. Smack the shit out of that follow button, and if you're feeling ever so sexy like a vampire, maybe rub that subscribe button a little bit. But for the next time, until next time, I will see you guys later. Have fun. Bye.